I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing to remember those who have passed in recent weeks. Tricia Rose Butler, Anna Pinkway, Sherry Bigelson, roll call. Cassie Spore.
Here.
Paul.
Here.
DJ.
Present.
Roger. Full board is here tonight. Our exits are right behind me here. Don't use the elevator if there's a problem. Correspondence? None. Any concerns?
None we have discussed already.
All right, this is the time of the meeting where we have petitioners. This is the first meeting we've had in person, and we've been doing Zoom, and for the moment we're continuing to do Zoom until the governor says we don't have to, or possibly the town board decides to do it through, beyond that. That's up to the board at this present time. So, anybody, this is your time to speak, and we'll coordinate between the Zoom first, or at first, and then we'll do people that are present. So if anybody is on Zoom, do you want to speak?
If you'd like to speak, please make sure you unmute your microphones. Okay, if no one has anything that's on the Zoom meeting, if I could ask you to please mute your microphone so that we don't have any audio issues, then we can move on to the people who are here. Oh, wait a minute, someone is... the gentleman with Megan, we're not hearing you. We're not hearing you, sir.
Is there a name? Do you have a name?
Sir, now try to talk.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Yes, state your name, please.
My first name is Biagio. My last name is Guglielmo.
Hello, Biagio.
Hi, Gary. How are you, sir?
Good, good. We got your email. We got two emails from you now. One today. We looked at the videos, and we read the first email. You want to describe your concerns now and then for the board?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
So our concerns are ATV and dirt bikes are being operated on the streets of Port Bend, on the prison farmland, on the O&W rail trail, on a weekly and many times daily basis in our neighborhood. This is not only a safety concern, it's also very loud with the dirt bikes and the ATVs. This situation has been a problem on and off for years, but in the past spring it's escalated, and we have notified the police or called the police on many occasions, but their actions have gone consequence-free. These people are inviting their friends to trailer down their quads and ATVs to the neighborhood, parking generally on their own property, making this a destination for illegal and disruptive use of ATVs and dirt bikes. The offenders are clearly violating the laws regarding ATV and dirt bike use on both state and local levels, including guidelines put in place by the O&W Rail Trail Coalition, and is also violating local sound ordinances. We had the bridge closed. This has eliminated through traffic, and it's made it tougher for patrol units to come to the neighborhood. Routinely, the police don't even know that the bridge is out, and they tell us that they come to visit us and they go through the bridge and have to turn around because they didn't know that it was decommissioned.
Yeah, it's a sign on to
The bridge closure has a direct correlation to the increase in this ATV bike use. It has created an environment that allows for the roads to be used for recreation without penalty. Our hamlet is now far more isolated and has allowed non-transportation uses to proliferate on public roads. ATV usage has gone unnoticed in those neighborhoods to those outside of our neighborhood. To this day, we've made numerous calls to the state police on several occasions. On 2 occasions, the police have spoken directly to some of these offenders. Yet the problem not only continues, but has escalated in frequency and the number of offending parties has increased. Haven't called the DEC because we're not sure of jurisdictions. Have called rangers, but they're very busy. We are concerned that if our only recourse involves providing video evidence of the offenses, then the onus is on us to put ourselves in a potentially dangerous and confrontational situation. So my question is, what support can we expect from the town? Can we get signage on the rail trails and roads clearly stating that ATV and dirt bike use is prohibited? We wish to have bollards installed on the rail trails.
What was
prevent
that?
motorized vehicle traffic on those trails.
Biagio.
Monitors.
Monitors, is that what you said? I couldn't hear that.
Bollards, concrete bollards.
Okay.
Bollards.
Yeah. All right.
Ultimately, we're seeking to have stiffer penalties for ATV and dirt bike use on public roads. If the penalty is too lenient, risk is
worth the reward.
If the penalty is too lenient, risk is worth the reward to offender. We want to see something where we use the money from penalties to fund ATV task force. Ultimately, we're expecting from the town in response to our concerns. What can we expect from the town? We are tax-paying homeowners. This situation is not only a nuisance, it is a threat to the safety of our community and a liability to the town of Wawarsing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Biagio. We're in the process of discussing it with Department of Corrections. They do rounds, having roundsmen or personnel that do drive around on the properties that they own, the cornfields, all the entire property. So that's one of the ways that we can possibly mitigate some of the issues. We can have conversations with the sheriffs and the state troopers to see where they have been, what their history has been, what they've responded to, what they haven't responded to. And I understand that, you provided videos, but you're really not, a police authority, so it's something that's a hindrance to your living quality of life. I get that from the conversation. So, any other board members have any comments about where you think this should go?
Notify the state police and sheriff and ask them to up
DOC.
patrols. Docks is not going to stop anybody or do anything unless they're on Docks land.
You said,
No,
you said
I
they
know.
go on Doc's land.
They're not going to chase anybody.
I think they should have the signs.
Yeah.
I think they should have the signs that specifically say that the ATVs and dirt bikes are not allowed. I know there are those type of signs on a lot of other state trails and properties that I've walked on myself.
So Biagio, if you can't hear it, a couple of the board members.
I can hear, yep.
All right, so we can discuss the signage also, not only the roundsman at Department of Corrections, but maybe it is their property, so maybe they would take the initiative of maybe posting it in some fashion.
If I might just interject here, I just this afternoon took a walk on the rail trail and encountered one of these people coming off of the rail trail with their dirt bike. I was not going to say anything, and he started a conversation with me saying, we understand you don't like us riding, but, I'm walking my bike past your house, which for one is not true, but I said, you cannot ride on the rail trail, and he said, this isn't a rail trail. And I said, this is a rail trail, it's the O&W rail trail. And he refused to believe that it was and then walked away. So there really isn't very clear signage. I don't know if that would deter them, but evidently they don't think that it's a rail trail.
Okay. And your name was, first name?
My first name is Megan.
Okay. So Jackie, you got the name?
First name.
Megan, it's Creanan.
It's Gugliotta, actually. Creanan is on my email, but it's Megan Gugliotta.
Okay. All right, so Biagio, I'll follow up with you a little bit.
Terry, is a
Okay.
point of procedure.
Just one commentary.
Sure.
So over the years, I've called all those jurisdictions. Every time I call the DOC, they tell me to call the state troopers. And when I call the state troopers, they tell me that's DOC land. I have to call the DOC. When I have the Ulster County Police, they're the most helpful.
Sure.
They know that it's an illegal occurrence, but they don't have jurisdiction on DOC land. So I know that this is a gray area in terms of jurisdiction. It's just that I've requested assistance from all the parties, and the feedback that I get is that I have to catch these guys on video, and I just don't understand how the onus is on me to protect the community from these people.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think I mentioned that during my talk tonight. That it is, you shouldn't have to be the one that's doing the policing of it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Terry, we have a 7:05 public
Yes.
hearing, so we can suspend that and
Right. So we have like Paul said, we have a 7:05 public hearing regarding zoning, and then we can actually go back to petitioners at a later time of the meeting, okay? So,
Move to open the public hearing.
I second it.
okay. Purpose of the public hearing is to receive input.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Purpose of the public hearing is to receive input and comments from the public regarding the draft zoning changes to the town of Wawarsing zoning codes and to adopt local law of 2021. So at this point in time, anyone that's on Zoom or in the public meeting tonight can share their concerns.
Again, if there's anyone on Zoom that would like to talk about the public hearing regarding the zoning codes, if you could please state your name.
I would like to speak. My name is Arnold Restivo.
Okay?
Arnold, good evening.
And, well, my concern is I think that currently I know that, because I'm from the Port Bend area, and that with the rural zoning, there is that 50-foot setback, which could be quite punitive because I know that several of my neighbors, I shouldn't say several, I know of at least 4 of my neighbors where their septic and wells are less than 20 feet apart from each other. And, you know, I'm concerned about the safety and the impact it has, especially when they don't maintain the septic. So by having those smaller lots, having the flexibility where that if we could take someone that has a small lot, being able to have at least having no more than a 25 minimum setback requirement for things such as like a septic or an outbuilding, it would improve the area, the quality of life of my neighbors and myself. I strongly believe that we need to reduce the setback requirements in the rural, residential zoning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
We're not going to close the public hearing this evening.
Now,
No. Anyone else here in the meeting room?
this is regarding the zoning.
Yes. So, well, it might not be regarding the zoning. But
Specifically to the draft that we're trying to,
if you want
Yeah, that might be during the petitioners then.
It does have to do with zoning though.
No.
This is specific to the draft that we've done and
No,
what we
I'll come back. It's fine.
Mr. Chairman, this is Mike Moriello,
Hello.
representing Somerset. Hello to the board. I wanted to just reference our June 10th, 2021 correspondence and accompanying suggested red line revisions to the section 11247 on the plan.
Yes, I have your,
Residential district.
I have
just,
that, yeah, I have that,
those could-
excuse me for a
Yeah, if
second.
those could be entered into the record, we're
Right.
happy with that. And I didn't plan to go into a lot of detail with it tonight, but we just wanted them entered into the record. And if the board had a question, we're happy to answer.
Nope, I have it right in front of me and I'll give it to the town clerk. That's the June 10th from you, correct?
Correct, on behalf of the clients, yes, that's correct.
Right, okay. Yep, I think it's 9 pages maybe?
Yep, that sounds about right.
All right, we'll be talking about it.
Something short from me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's short, okay. Thank you very much, Mike, and we continue to look forward to, working with you.
Thank you.
You want to go back to the?
I'll move then to,
Close the public, not
close it,
close it.
No.
not close it, but to
Continue.
continue the public hearing. Would be July
July
1st.
1st, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
we have a motion by Mr. Briggs to continue it to July 1st.
Second.
Roger seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's,
7:00, we have a 7:05, so it'll have to be a 7:10.
next.
Right, and 7:05 is when it started.
No,
I'm
that's
saying the
right.
next time,
Yeah.
July 1st, we already have
It'll be at 7:10 next time.
All right,
Want to go back to the petition?
Go back to petitioners at this time, anyone that wants to be on Zoom or in the audience tonight?
We did the Zooms already.
I
Think we're done with the Zoom.
Okay, so,
The Zoom-
Is this open for open discussion when you're saying any petitioner?
petitioner could be talking about anything that you want to talk about.
Can I talk about the Port Bend Bridge?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so back about 3 years ago, the state engineers, before they closed the bridge, did a survey to determine how much it would cost to repair, and they estimated the repair to be about $65,000. I've spoken with the Tony at the Highway Department last year, and he said, well, it'll be much more because it's the damage, and the reason why the bridge was closed was because of the stringers had delaminated the part of the superstructure of the bridge. In other words, the actual truss itself, because it's a Pratt truss bridge. That is in very good shape. It is the bottom supports where, of course, as trucks and salt drive over, it had caused some deterioration. And because the bridge limit was at 3 tons, that's why the state deemed to close it back 2 years ago. I think it was about 2 years ago they closed it. And of course the other question they have is they questioned, of course, according to the state report, whether or not there's shelling in the bridge abutments. But even at even with the additional deterioration that could possibly occur just by the structure just being there, that it is about 100,000. I know that the state in the past had tried, the town in the past had tried to secure funding, but unfortunately it was denied because they said, well, we have a bridge over in by the prison, and we have a bridge over in Fordmore Road. Well, I think it's Fordmore Road where it crosses over the creek, Brownout Creek, and they said, well, there's no strong desire to repair the bridge. But I was told by a local resident, Lillian Lacasse, I think was, she told me that there was money that was secured for it. And can the town board tell me, is there any plans to restore that bridge to vehicle traffic?
Tony, you want to talk or no?
At the present time, no.
No.
There's not enough money to repair that bridge.
And
And then to repair the bridge, if we have to put it back, it has to be a 2-lane bridge. It can't be a single lane.
But to make a comment, maybe Mr. Coyote remembers or Tony, I don't have any recollection of 60,000. The numbers that we were hearing were 3 million plus.
Yep.
And and we looked out to Bridge, New York, in the county, we talked to the planning department in the county, and we exhausted the ideas of what should be done to that project. And you are correct that one of the reasons that we were looking at getting grants, one of the reasons you couldn't get a grant was because of the proximity of the closeness of the adjacent bridge. But as far as I know, and don't hold me to the exact number, but it was in the millions to fix the bridge.
And you never received any money.
If I may state, I have a copy of the, excuse me,
If you had something
I
that was
have a
60
copy of the engineer's report that the town had hired. And the numbers were very specific. The report was quite lengthy. And I also have the report from the state showing the damage. Now, $3 million would probably be the cost of if you wanted to go as far as repainting the bridge and maybe rebuilding the entire bridge. The width of the bridge is no different than the width of the bridge that is just the next bridge up. It's the same. It's just about the same width. I think is about 15 feet.
Yeah, but here's how it works. The state comes in, they tell us what to do. When they looked at this bridge, they told us either we gotta take the abutments and put all new rails in there to redo this bridge. And when the prices come out, they were very expensive. I said, well, what's our options? He said, the options are close it or replace the bridge.
If they were $60,000, I think the town would have actually
Oh,
fixed
yeah,
the bridge.
$60,000 be nothing. Just the engineer, we're looking at another bridge which is only about 35 feet long.
31 foot long.
Just the engineering part is $270,000. And that's only one way in and one way out, and we have to take care of that. That's just the engineering.
To remove the bridge would cost over $1 million because of the lead base. The lead base paint that
right.
is perceived to be under the bridge.
That's
You
right.
just can't just tear it down like you could in the past. That's why I'm thinking that. I mean, I can provide the town the reports that I have.
Yes.
I still believe that it can be done
Not for
at a quite reasonable
$60,000.
price.
Not for $60,000.
No, it wouldn't be 60,000.
What do you think it'd be?
That's-
What do you think? Just
It's a couple of years, it's probably more close to maybe 100 or just
I'll bet
around
you-
100, 110,000.
I'll bet you it's gonna be more than that, just to scrape the bridge off and clean it up.
Sir, what is your name again?
Arnold Restivo.
So,
Restivo.
the town clerk has your name, and if you want to submit anything, just drop it off at the town hall, and we'll take a look at it and match it with what we have.
Do you want, who would I address it to?
Just drop it off at the town clerk office.
Okay, so I don't need to address it to the town board, she'll know what it's for.
Well, you can put down the town of Wawarsing. Town board or town clerk or
Okay,
somebody,
She got it.
anybody.
all right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody in the audience want to come up?
Any other petitioners?
I just have two really quick questions. First is,
State your name, please.
Michael Colella,
Okay.
and I only have two quick questions. Where can I get a copy of the zoning proposal that you were just discussing earlier?
You can go to the town.
It's on,
online.
is it up on the website?
Okay, great. And secondly, so as of right now, you plan on revisiting that on July 1st at the meeting here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Send me an email tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm their secretary.
Okay.
It's town board at Wawarsing.ny.gov.
Okay.
And I'll send it to you.
All right, anybody wants to come up and talk?
Anyone else?
So I'm going to address Mr. Howe because there's other people up there. I'm just not going to go there tonight, but I will. So I'm here tonight. My name is Thomas Moza, 540 Ulster Heights Road, Ellenwood, New York. I'm here tonight to file a complaint in person and before the board regarding the wedding reception that took place at Wager Farms at 541 Ulster Heights Road, Ellenwood, New York. As you are all aware, Phil Coombe has an application before the planning board and now the ZBA for a special use permit. With any application, it's just that, an application. Okay, I cannot state that clear enough. It's an application. No result, no decision has been rendered as of today. He does not have any approvals, no permits, and no CO on the barn. So basically, in plain English, Phil Coombe is not only telling this board and the planning board that he's going to do whatever he wants to do, and there's nothing that you are going to do about it. Okay? Is Phil Coombe above the law? That is the question. If that's the case, then why would anybody apply for any permit in the town of Wawarsing when they can just use the Phil Coombe exemption? And just hire a lawyer, like we have. Also, I think one of the most disgusting things that I saw during the fiasco is the fact that Mr. Roger Buckwalter, who is also a board member, but not only a board member, the liaison to the building department, attended an illegal event, knowing it was illegal, weeks ahead of time. My wife did send an invitation to both boards to come to our house to see what we endured during these events, and we do appreciate the attendance of some of the board members so they can clearly see the disruptions that it caused. Mr. Buckwalter has decided that what we go through is a joke. It is not a joke. Okay? He responded to my wife's email saying, I'll be viewing it from, and I quote, I'll be viewing it from the inside, and if you're offering refreshments, LOL, I'll stop in after. Please don't egg my car. That's ridiculous. On the day of the event, he proceeded to walk towards our property, laughing, and said, is this where the free party is? I assure you that we, our neighbors, and neighbors that are not in attendance tonight, do not find this funny in the least. That shows that Mr. Buckwalter has no respect for any of the neighboring properties and only cares about himself. This is something I think the public should be aware of because it's obviously a political re-election bid in the fall. Maybe he should concentrate on doing his job as a councilman and a building department liaison. Again, this is our home, our lives, it is not a game. We're requesting that the board take action against Phil and Patty Coombe to stop all events at Wager Farms until the planning board makes their decisions. At this point, it is a building department problem, not a planning board problem. And the building department has to do its job.
Thank you.
Can I have a copy of that?
Yes.
Anybody in the audience that wants to speak? State your name when you come up.
Yeah, my name is Brett Soroka. I'm also a neighbor to Wagar Farms. I'm on 22 Wawarsing Road.
You got that title?
Spell the last name for me?
Soroka, S-R-O-K-A. Yeah, I was there last Saturday. They held an event. There was loud noise. It was quite loud. I'm actually quite a bit further away from the house than they are. I'm across Beaverkill Creek and across Marcus Road. And I could hear it very loud even inside my house. And I was in attendance on Zoom at the last planning board meeting when they were asked to do a noise study, a traffic study, and get the barn up to all codes for safety, none of which they did, and they went ahead brazenly and had this event. So I'm also very perturbed about it and would like the building department and the town in whatever capacity to step up and make sure that these events are not taking place until they have permission. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm just going to further add to what they said. My name is Peyton Exton. I live at 577 Ulster Heights Road.
What was the first name?
Peyton.
Peyton.
Yep. I live directly across from their parking lot, and they had a full-blown wedding with traffic and all kinds of craziness. As you can see, I have two small children, and their event went, I don't even remember how late it was, but they didn't have, because one of the complaints was the lights would face at my house, he had no lights at all. So it was pitch black outside while these people are walking through his parking lot, which is 10 feet from my house, and they're just trying to navigate through in the dark, probably buzz a little bit. It's a wedding, but whatever. Which is dangerous to me because I feel like somebody could have got hit by a car. It was dark out. I was under the impression that he wasn't supposed to have events at all. I was under the impression that if he was going to do a sound study, that I was going to be notified 24 hours in advance. I got back from a funeral, and I came home to a wedding at my neighbor's house. I don't understand how this can go on. I really don't get it. He doesn't even live in this town. I don't understand I really just don't get it. I'm just blown away. But that's basically it. Just everything that they said, and yeah, thank you.
Hello, you guys know who I am, but my name is Tracy Moza. So my concern and what I want to address the board about is the special event law that was created and passed by the board and done by the zoning committee. Now that the zoning is being revamped, I'm here to ask this board and the zoning committee to relook at the special use permit law. We are not the only ones, obviously, in our neighborhood that will be affected by this law. There's other barns and places in this town that have neighbors close by. So, you know, I'm just trying to show you guys that this is my house on a normal day. Okay? Quiet, serene, it's nice. This is my house during an event. The base is gonna carry now. Who in their right mind would want this crossed in their house? Please, tell me. Nobody. This went on for 4 hours. That was a small wedding. So I'm actually here to appeal to you guys for the whole town because this is in the RU district, which the RU district is most of the town. Again, you know, nobody wants this by their house. We don't want this by our house, obviously. So, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Resolution.
Anybody dropping off any documentation, please do it now. We have a resolution. Town board by resolution adopts the final drinking water source protection plan for the Wawarsing Water District. This is a roll call.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
TJ makes the motion, Paul seconds it, it's a roll call. Cassie?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
TJ?
Aye.
Roger? And I vote aye. The resolution is passed. Second resolution is for the supervisor to execute an agreement between the town of Wawarsing and the Ellenville Central School for the use of space wherein the school shall provide the town with indoor and outdoor space to be used for the town's summer recreational program, which takes place from the 4th week of June through in and or about the 2nd week of August, and other year-round events. This is an annual agreement that we do every single year.
I'll move it.
Second. TJ makes the motion, Roger seconds it. It's a roll call vote.
Aye.
Nancy votes aye. Paul?
I vote aye.
TJ?
Aye.
Roger? Aye. And I vote aye. That resolution is carried. There's no budget mods.
No.
Town board to approve the bills as audited.
Move it.
Second. TJ makes that motion, Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion is carried. Now, the assessor report, the building department, the justice court, the highway department, the town clerk's report, the maintenance report, the youth commission report, the dog officer's report, and the supervisor's report.
I'll move them all as one.
Yes, that is from number 3 through number 11. TJ makes the motion.
Aye, second.
Roger seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Those motions are approved. Town board to approve the hiring of various staff members for the Camp Shawangunk program. This is per the recommendation of the Youth Commission Hiring Committee. Hires are subject to pre-employment testing.
I move it.
Second. TJ makes the motion, Roger seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. At the respective salaries based on the position and their time in service. Number 13, town board to approve the Channel 23 rules and application for the use of Channel 23.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
No, just like to ask that with the addition to that one.
2 modifications that were
Modification.
duly noted.
So Cassie makes that motion and TJ seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Want any kind of conversation with that, Cassie?
Yes, I'm excited. We have now got rules in place for publishing community content to our Channel 23 public access. There's an application that will be in the clerk's office sometime early tomorrow morning. And so if you have content that is appropriate by the rules package that we have laid out and you want to put it up on channel 13, 23, we'll help you get through the process, and we hope to be have a much more filled out programming schedule on channel 23 in the very near future.
All right, so that is approved, and looking forward to the rollout of this, because it's been a long time coming. I know some of us have been on the board a while, and some of them longer than a while, and it hasn't been done, and this is a welcome sight to see. Number 4.
We have to vote.
I thought we just...
Did we vote?
No, we
No,
we haven't voted
So we
yet.
got Cassie and TJ makes the second. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. Number 14, town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the position of water wastewater maintenance worker at the water sewer treatment plant. This is a full-time position, 40 hours per week. Salary is based on the union contract. Applications are due back to the town clerk's office by noon on Thursday, July 8th, 2021. Have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
TJ makes the motion, Roger seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. So, we could have the highway superintendent talk about all the road you're doing.
About the bridges?
No bridges.
No, well, I'm gonna ask Terry, when are they gonna put the scaffolding in the Uncle Ford?
We talked about that yesterday, and I texted Vince Napoli, and he said Thursday or Friday. And I asked him tomorrow or the next day, which is today and tomorrow. And he said, yes, that's what he understands.
Okay.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, because the original feedback was July.
July 2nd, that's
Yeah.
what
Well, that
it
was-
was.
I'll follow up with it tomorrow and see
Right.
what they did today and if they're, what day it is.
All right.
If it's tomorrow, then we're
Great.
looking pretty good.
Be great to
And
have that
actually-
open by July 4th weekend.
Actually, just before I forget this, the athletic director or recreation director, Sam Bugner, and our maintenance employee, Mike Cedar, done a great job with the pool, and Tony himself with the summer crew have power washed it and parched it, and they're in the process of painting it. I believe it's about 60 gallons of paint, maybe? I don't know.
Could be 60 more.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're moving along. It looks really good. All the seams are sealed from what I'm seeing and hearing from the maintenance department. All right, so.
Yeah, the only other thing to say is, next Thursday at 10 o'clock, they're supposed to be down to the town barn with some specs for the new
Yes.
salt shed.
Yes, Tony and I and,
You guys wanna show up?
Thursday at 10?
if it's gonna be more than, two board members, we should maybe advertise it.
You tell me.
I think the liaison should be there. And
I'll be there.
I'll be
That's what
Roger.
it should be there.
Roger and me
I'll
can
be
be
there.
there, and if nobody else, if you want to have it, actually, it would have to be a planned event,
Yep.
which is not a big deal, but, it's up to the board what you want to do.
Okay.
I'll wait till the movie comes out.
Okay. Okay. All right, so, yeah, we talked to Delaware Engineering, I think it was yesterday, right, Ben?
Yes.
And the 24th is the date.
Week from today.
And the other thing I got, we're gonna be doing more blacktopping, but we're having a lot of problems up the plant up in Rock Hill. So we're gonna hold off a little bit. We're doing some dirt roads now. And we'll be blacktopping again. We got a lot of roads to do yet.
Well, that's good to hear. They did a good job at Casson Road.
Yes, they
and
did.
What other roads have they done?
Casson Road Extension, we've done,
Winter.
Winnish Road, we've done another road.
Yeah, Winter's Road was
Off
good.
the berm.
You did off by Berm too, right?
Berm, and the more.
Yeah, actually, Port Benny went up all the
Done
way.
all Port Bend, every road in Port Bend we've done.
All right, so, TJ.
Good news for the pool, because it'd be great if that opens up for July 4th weekend. It's, I mean, I know the pool's been there 100 million years, maybe longer, and we really have to start thinking about what we're going to do. We have to build another pool, and where we're going to put it. And that conversation, I believe, needs to start now, but at a minimum, once the season is over, I think this board needs to start working on with the school where we're going to
Vince
put it.
Navely and Lisa had a conversation with Tony and I that once we get the scaffolding up and the pool running, then we're going to have a meeting in
Okay.
June, she's saying. Maybe it's July, but.
It's July, and Vince won't be there, so he's.
No, he's hired.
He's staying at the school.
Oh, he's staying?
Yeah.
I realized how good he had it, huh? Damn, I was selling his parking spot on Maple Avenue
School
too.
board approved him to stay.
Oh.
Under whatever conditions. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, that's good, but we really need to start doing that. Briefly, and I know Paul will probably speak more on it. July 4th parade is on.
Yes.
A hybrid. He'll probably speak about that, but it's a as Brendan Burke says at the Shadowland, it's a great time to be in Ellenville, and this is one of the premier things that go on in this community amongst the many things, but this is right up there. Emergency services with the squad.
He told me no.
Business as usual. As I say, let's be mindful with, the two-wheelers out there, the bikes, the motorcycles, the kids. It's summer, it's warm, and all that goes with that. So let's just really be careful out there. And also the hikers, there's a lot of squiggly things on those paths, rattlesnakes and things. So let's be mindful. We don't get many of those calls a year, but when we do, they're tough calls. So let's just really be careful out there. And I think that's about it.
All right, who's next? That would be Roger.
I am good this evening. Everybody have a good day. Enjoy the weekend. Sunscreen. Wear sunscreen.
And a happy Father's Day to all you
And a happy
fathers.
Father's Day to everybody. Correct.
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just elaborate on what TJ was talking about. Yes, we are having a July 4th parade. We're actually going to have a traditional July 4th parade as well as hybrid. So just a quick explanation. We're going to do typically what we normally do throughout the village with a traditional July 4th parade minus the reviewing stand. And then once the parade is completed within the village, we will then proceed to go through Crohonkson and Nappernack like we did last year. There was a lot of positive feedback that we got regarding having the motorcade and letting the folks in Crohonkson and Nappernack actually kind of sit out on their lawns and enjoy it, and also the people along Route 209 as well. So we are going to do that, and looking forward to more normalcy. We had a Chamber of Commerce meeting last night, and it was great to get out and actually shake hands and see people face to face. So hopefully things continue to go on that way. I think it's important for the town. It's important for everyone. It's just good to get out and talk to everyone. The other thing too is I'd like to thank Tony for the work they're doing on the roads. I happen to live on one of the roads, but all the roads that the team has worked on, they've done a great job. Some of the roads are particularly challenging. The one I live on is one of those, and I think they did a great job on it. So Tony, thank you again for the great work. And that's what I've got.
One question for you.
Yes, sir.
We're not gonna have the trailer for the band though. There's no band, right?
Correct.
I talked to John Gavaris yesterday, and he said that probably, definitely not going to have that.
Right.
The Pine Bush Band, he's been trying to talk to, and they haven't responded, so kind of doesn't look like, and that would be, you know.
I just want a last minute.
Yeah, that was a last minute thing. I know we decided not to do the reviewing stand, and obviously people would like the band, but we're going to hopefully get the same cooperation we got from the school district's radio station last year, where we had them basically playing patriotic music, and we had that, with the vehicles, especially when we went up through Cohonson and Nappaneck.
Cool. Yeah, John did say he would follow up with us if it actually, we did end up getting them, but Pine Bush Band, but it doesn't look that way. So.
Yep.
Cassie Spore.
First of all, I too want to give Sam and Mike and all of the junior hires that we have brought on board. They worked their butts off in the pool today. They've got about, 70% of it done. They're going to finish it up tomorrow. But it really did take a community of staff, youth counseling staff to get that pool painted, and they couldn't have done it without Mike and Tony's guys power washing it and purging it beforehand. So I want to thank them very much. And this last Tuesday, I sat in on a pre-construction meeting for the New York Rising stream bed repair, which is going to go. Their public comment period ended today, so the final order to commence will be coming out very, very soon. That contract's been bid out. I met with the gentlemen that are going to be doing the work, and they're very, very professional. I was very impressed with their take on how to fix our stream beds with disrupting our lives as little as possible. We went down to near the Barber Road Bridge, and we looked at a lot of the places on Old Greenfield Road where we're going to be putting in the stone to shore up those stream beds. And it looks like it's going to be a really good project. And Tony's going to assist them with any road closures that they need to do in order to get their work done safely. But be on the lookout, because this project's going to take off, and you're going to see a lot of big rocks being moved in the month of July as we fix our stream beds. And we are at 70% vaccinated people here in the great state of New York, and we're doing just about that good in Ulster County. But I really encourage you, if you haven't got your vaccine and your doctor okays it, to go get your vaccine. They're readily available. You can go into Walgreens and get one here in town. You can see your own doctor to get one, but go get one. It really gives you freedom. It's been a joy to walk places without my mask on, and I encourage everybody to reach out and do that. And that's all I have for you tonight, Terry.
Okay, thanks. So we interviewed for a senior account clerk position today. That's much needed. Got some good candidates. Hope to fill a position over there. We went out and we advertised for a wastewater position. Today we're obviously going to have a new water district, the Wawarsing Water District. So we'll have Nappaneck, Wawarsing, Cohonson. So we have to beef up the staff to accommodate the needs of the districts. We have to create the accounts for the approximately 280 properties or whatever. So that's good. Tony mentioned the site visit from Delaware Engineering on June 24th, Thursday, next Thursday, that we should be getting a 95% count of the project. Yep. And then within the next week or more after that, we'll have 100% and be able to go out to bid. And I talked to him yesterday with Tony, and he's telling me that it could take 45 days for delivery of the, it's a fabric structure with steel foundation, right? Yep. So, Roger sometimes says, I'll believe it when I see it. I really hope I see it. I really hope
let's see the shovels in the dirt.
I really, because initially we were talking about a much longer period of time for the deliveries of these things, these units, and I'm kind of excited that is, and we're going to hold them to that. But We asked the question 2 or 3 different ways, so he understood what we were asking him, and that's what he came up with, so. Also, in the last meeting, we discussed USDA vehicles. We got a call from Gretchen Pinkel, who is the local USDA rep. She's helped us out in the past with Caronson water lines of about 1.36 million. She was very good and calling up asking about that. And recently she asked about vehicles where we can actually don't have to wait for an extended period of time with grants. And this particular one would be for vehicles, and Tony's helped me in the fact of going to dealerships, and we've come up with 3 invoices for vehicles, and they appear to be a 2019 and 2021s, 65,000, 34,000, and 30,000. So we have to spend we have to pay 65% of that, and the grant pays 35%.
No.
Yeah.
That's the other way around.
No.
No, yeah, that's how it is.
So it is. So basically, we're basically getting, 3 vehicles for the price of 2, basically.
That's what you can.
Right?
Yeah, one vehicle probably 3.
So that's good, and actually the turnaround time is, no, I think he said 4 to 6 weeks. So Tracy and I are finishing the application now. The last thing that we have to do is get the bond counsel on that from Orrick and Harrington. So that should be wrapped up. And
Why don't we just buy it?
because we're saving 35% of the truck.
Yeah, but if we're dealing with bond counsel, that means we're borrowing money, right? So why don't we just pay them outright? We probably get 1/10% of interest in the bond.
It's part of the application process. I'll discuss that.
We're probably paying 3 3/4% interest, and we're getting no interest. So
I think it's 2.2% actually.
okay, well, it's costing you 1.9%. You might as well just pay for it.
Well,
And by the time you get done with all your bond counsel and everything else,
so your point is well noted, and
okay.
we'll discuss that with the application
Yeah.
for the USDA, because I don't know if it's it's mandatory to have it some way or.
I mean, if you're going to save 35,000, but it's going to cost you 25 to do it.
It's
I'm
going to be.
just-
It's actually about 48,000.
Whatever,
Something like that. I hear you. But we'll entertain that. Let's see. Anthony Nelson, that's a gentleman that's in the town now from, I believe, the city, New York City, and he's looking at closing on the Terrace Motel, hopefully before the end of June. He's got some other ideas. He's also on our Parks Commission, Village Town Parks Commission, and him and his wife came up with the Destination Ellenville flyer that was paid and funded by himself. So, Paul and I have been talking about this. We have to get everybody rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people coming from the city. This is one family, Anthony and his wife, and we have some other folks that are in the town that are working on, buying up properties in the village and also looking at things in the town. And so my point is that we should be working with the village and with these individuals coming into the town on a strong basis, and but it has to be coordinated because, just for instance, if this gentleman made this and somebody else made another one, it's just doing double work, and it should be a little organized, or a lot organized. But it's great that this is happening, and we're in a good position here. And like Paul said, the Chamber Mixer last night was a good event. There was a lot of people there at Aroma Time, and Aroma Time hosted it and didn't charge anything, which was nice. And it's good to be back, talking to people face to face. The New York Rising, again, Cassie and I went to a meeting the other day on they awarded the bid, and they're starting the project, so that's something that's been going on for how many years, Bill? Long time. Probably.
Ever since Hurricane Sandy.
Right, since about
10
2000.
years?
Since about 10 years. All right, and the June 27th, Sunday, June 27th, there's a National Interscholastic Cycling event at Libin Park. This will be the second one we've had this year. It's on a Sunday. Jason Cairo will be there. The Highway Department's helping out with cones. We'll be using Arnie Ryan's old property that the town bought through the DEP. It's a vacant lot, nothing to be built on, but we can use it for parking. And we'll have the first parking lot, and the second parking lot, which is our normal overflow parking lot, is being used by construction teams for the district, so we can't really use that. So it's nice that we have that parcel that was previously the Arnie Ryan property. So at that point, I'd like to close the meeting and ask for a.
So moved.
DJ makes a motion.
I'll second it.
All seconded, all in favor?
Aye.